Yeah, please sit down. Please sit down. Please take your seats. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear cadets. We are honored and extremely fortunate to have with us one of the very renowned doctors from this entire region, Dr. Shashikant Kulkod. He incidentally also studied in a residential school like this, and he has been a friend, and you will not believe we are meeting after 47 years. After 47 years, we only saw photographs. I was serving somewhere, and he was, of course, pursuing his profession. So that is the bond these kind of schools create. So I'll just introduce you to the chief guest today. He has done his primary school from Ramdurg, which is near Mudhol, Lokapur. And then he joined Sainik school, Bijapur, 6th to 12th class, our mentor school as on date. So we are being modeled in the same pattern. He has done his MBBS from the very prestigious JNMC, Jawaharlal Nehru Medical College, Belgavi, from 85 to 90. Then he has done his general surgery from the All India entrance, where he scored 94. Exceptionally, highly competitive. Getting 94, you have to be extraordinarily brilliant. So that speaks a lot about our chief guest today. Then he has done his, that is from St. GS Medical College and KM Hospital, Mumbai, 91 to 94. He did his MS, post-graduation, and then further consultant surgeon in OBG and anesthesia at Sanjeevani Hospital, Ramdurg, from 95 to 97, and FRCS, that's a foreign medical degree, from Edinburgh and Glasgow in 1997, and he's a specialist registrar in GI surgery, Belfast, Northern Ireland, UK, 97 to 2003. Consultant surgical gastroenterologist at KLE and private, 2003 to 2010. And he has been the promoter director of BHS Lakeview Hospitals 2010 till date. Apart from being a very renowned professional in his field, he's also been a hospital entrepreneur in many fields. So hospital industry is one of them, and he is the founder member of this Lakeview Hospital, which is one of the reputed hospital in North Karnataka. And he has also held, he's holding the directorships of certain organizations. I'll just list out: Kayaka Sanjeevani Health Systems, Ramdurg, Radon Cancer Hospital, Hubballi, Rajlakshmi Children Foundation, Belgavi. It's a foundation which looks into the needs of brilliant, bright kids from rural backgrounds with poor economic status of the parents, and supporting them with a lot of facilities. So that's a lot of job to improve the lot of bright merit kids to make a life in any field. And he has also been founder trustee of Kayaka Sanjeevani Foundation, Ramdurg, and of course the Lakeview Hospital, Lakeview Foundation, Belgavi. I think the Lakeview Hospital is part of that. Okay, yeah. So he will be here with us, and we are also fortunate to have another doctor, Ravindra Guruvannavar, and he's come with him. He's a friend, and he also has a tremendous professional, background. Dr. Ravindra Guruvannavar is an alumnus of IIT Bombay. How many of you want to join IITs? Not many. All of you want to join NDA. Okay, good. I'm happy that you want to join NDA. And IIT is equally tough and very competitive. They enter into the best mainstreams of the industry throughout the world. So it's one of the most sought after admissions anywhere in the world. Yeah, Dr. Ravindra Guruvannavar, an alumnus of IIT Bombay, has done his MTech in 1999, PhD in 2009. and is a computer scientist specializing in large-scale data management, query optimization, and distributed systems. After industry experience as a senior technical leader at Astrosoft, he served as a faculty member at IIT Hyderabad. IIT Hyderabad is about 15 to 16 years old, so there he was the faculty. He contributed to the research initiatives including the DISANet, the Indo-Japan Joint Research Project on Disaster Mitigation Technologies. Transitioning to independent consulting 2012 to 2022, he played key roles in projects such as SAP HANA and the development of a distributed ETL engine for data-intensive enterprise systems. A prolific researcher, he has published in top-tier venues such as VLDB, IEEE ICD, and the VLDB Journal, and holds international patents. Committed to education and equity, he co-founded Pratibha Poshak and now serves as technical director at the Raj Lakshmi Children Foundation, where he leads efforts to mentor underprivileged students in mathematics and computing. Yeah, so we have one of the most highly qualified professionals, one from the medicine and one from the tech industry. So the doctor, we have requested him to give you a brief talk on general medicine, health and hygiene. So he will also take some questions from the cadets and the teachers. I know most of the teachers are on leave today, it doesn't matter. Whoever is here and those who are not here, it will be video is available, they can go through that. And tech savvy, our other guest, Dr. Ravindra, will talk on creative teaching and learning. So these are some of the most sought after professions in the world today. So we have some of the best, professionals from both the fields. I'll request them to give you a brief on these talks, on these topics, and then also I would request the cadets to raise issues which you would like to know from these professionals who have been able to spare some time and be with us. So without taking more time, I will request Dr. Shashikant Kulgo to address you all. Thank you. And once more, Jai Hind. Just 1 minute. I'll get this. Can you get the rostrum here?
Yes, sir.
Just 1 minute. They'll just shift it. Can somebody else? One voice? Yeah. Just shift it.
Okay. वेक प्रोजेक्टर बंद कर देना, प्रोजेक्टर बंद कर, स्विचेस बंद कर, स्विचेस बंद कर, बोथ. या ओके, थैंक यू.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. That's the Josh. I didn't ask, how is the Josh? How is the Josh? Excellent. Respected principal, sir, madam, teachers, dear cadets.
I hope the mic is okay. Give the other one also.
What do you guys routinely do on Sundays at this time? So, are you happy to have been woken up and brought to the auditorium today or unhappy? Unhappy? Oh God. So that's very important.
How many are happy? Raise your hands. Okay. It is very difficult to get such a professional here because they are extremely busy. Okay, so use this opportunity to listen to the doctor and the tech professional, and you can shoot questions. I'll give you a lot of time to sleep. Don't worry. We'll cancel PT.
Extra time for sleep later on. Yeah. No, the most important thing I appreciate in you cadets today is this frankness in telling what has disturbed, who are these people who have come to speak to us on a Sunday afternoon, disturbing our afternoon siesta, right? So, yeah, I am a doctor by profession, surgeon, but I am also a cadet like you who has studied in Sainik school, right? Bijapur. So Bijapur is supposed to be your
Mentor.
mentor school or sister school? Mentor school, okay. So, what does a mentor supposed to do? Guide you, because Science School Bijapur is more than 70-year-old now, and a lot of us who have come out of Science schools are now into various professions. Lot of our students from Science School have joined Defense Forces, and my classmate would probably is presently the Vice Chief of Navy. Okay, so Admiral Krishna Swaminathan is my classmate. He is most likely to become Chief of Naval Force, hopefully in next 1 or 2 years.
9 months.
In 9 months. Yeah, we look forward to that, and it will be a proud moment for Sainik School Bijapur in particular, and maybe Sainik schools all over India as well. So, sir has requested me to speak to you all on health and hygiene. How many of you are healthy?
You can pick up the other mic and bring it.
Not healthy? Healthy? Healthy means they here. Somebody is here. Yeah, okay. So all of you are healthy, right? Yes, sir. So what have I come to speak here? If you are healthy, then no need for me to speak anything, right? Okay. So health is it's a multi-dimensional. When we say healthy, growing is healthy, right? You are all in a growing stage. Growing vertical is healthy. How about growing horizontal? I don't think so. Any of you are growing horizontal, but I'm sure me and maybe some of your teachers. Yeah. So growing horizontal would not be considered as healthy. Now, health is a state of mind, state of body, and as cadets, you need to be healthy to achieve whatever you want. To be good students, to do well in your studies, to do well in your career, health is a very important aspect. You might be brilliant in your minds. You might be a brilliant student, intellectually very good, but if your body doesn't allow you to study well or in the exams do well, if you fall sick during exams, then all that brilliance cannot come out. So how do you maintain health? To maintain health, there are 4 or 5 things that you all need to do. One is eat well, correct? All of you get good food? Yes, sir. Healthy food or junk food? Healthy food. So lucky you are. Yeah. So how many of you like sprouts? Oh, that's brilliant. When in our school they used to serve moong dal for evening snacks and none of us used to eat it. Correct? It's nice to see that all of you are like your sprouts, vegetables. No? She keeps nodding. No? No? Sleepy? Okay. And healthy air, right? What we take in maintains our health. What we eat, food is very healthy. What about the air that we breathe? That's very important, right? If anybody from Delhi here, New Delhi, only one. Anybody else from Delhi, New Delhi or Bombay or any other metro cities? So she will understand the importance of air, right? You love the air here?
Yes, sir.
You feel healthy here? Correct? All your breathing problems, asthma, everything might have disappeared once you come here. So you all should be, happy that you get pure air to breathe here. Not everybody is so lucky. Even if somebody is very rich but living in Delhi is not having the same kind of pure air that you all are lucky to have. Correct? That's so what we take in, if it is good, our health is maintained. Second thing is our movement to keep us healthy. How many of you are sportsmen in this? Who all do sports? Somebody is looking at the other side. Only so many sportsmen?
Anyone who plays, all of you play, no? A sportsman does not win gold medal. Anyone who plays any game, that is sports. They got medals and trophies also.
Okay, put your hand out, yeah. So like sir said, in Sainik school at least, all of you are supposed to play games, whether you like it or not. Correct? Yeah, still sleepy. She's yawning away. Don't worry, you'll wake up in some time. So, sports is very important for our physical as well as mental growth. And only Sainik school cadets probably would be playing even on one day before the exams. Do you guys do that? Yes. If you go to the outside schools, 1 month, 2 months before the exams, only cram, ratta maro, right? Whereas in Sainik schools, till the last day, you are expected to play sports, expected to participate in physical training. So, important is physical activity is very important to improve the brains as well. So, along with food and sports, what else is important for our brains? Sleep. A good sleep in the night is very important, right? So why people are so unhappy and grumpy for having been woken up in the afternoon sleep? So afternoon sleep is, it should not be called as a sleep, it's sometimes called as a nap, correct? And some people call it as power nap, right? So why do people feel, or we all feel sleepy after our food? Any idea? How many of our biology, how many people like biology in this? Anybody wants to volunteer as to why we feel sleepy after lunch, after dinner? Anyone? Yeah.
Because our brain focuses on digest our microwaves.
Give the mic, give.
Yeah. Tell again.
Sir, because our brain focuses on to digest the food in our stomach.
Not entirely right. Anybody else want to? Yeah. There, girl there.
पीछे
There. She wants to tell.
Sir, maybe because when we eat food, we take glucose and when our body our body takes glucose, it works on it, the glucose breakdowns and we get energy. So while the glucose is breaking down, we feel like we need to sleep.
No, why? If your glucose is there, you should be feeling more alert, no? Okay. Anybody else? Anybody?
While breaking down of glucose. Sir.
Okay. Anybody else with any other point? Why do we feel sleepy after eating food?
Sir, when we have food, most of our blood goes to our stomach and then brain relaxes. That's why we feel good.
Okay. This answer is probably more correct. Yeah. Any other point? Yeah.
Sir, our brain concentrate to digest the food, sir. And when it concentrates to digest our food, there is melatonin hormone released in brain, sir. That's why sleep comes.
Wow. So which class are you?
Seventh,
Seventh. What is melatonin?
sir, a hormone, sir. It releases from tryptophan. When it comes to brain, sir, it gets converted to melatonin hormone.
Wow. Is this in the syllabus, sir?
He is with a doctor now.
Syllabus?
I don't understand that.
Huh?
Not in the syllabus.
Not in the syllabus. Where did you read this? YouTube. Okay. No, really wonderful answers. Most of you are right. So after we eat the food, okay, body has limited amount of blood, right? How many liters of blood is in the body? Take wild guess. How many? How many liters? Sorry? 50. Okay. Maybe around 4 to 5 liters you can take as a rough thing. So whichever part of the body exercises, blood selectively goes to that organ. Right? So when you are exercising, where does the blood go? Muscles. Similarly, when we eat the food, so food need to be digested, blood tends to be diverted to the stomach and intestines and all that. Because of which there is relatively low blood flow to the brains, so sometimes you tend to feel sleepy. And I need to figure out whether tryptophan, melatonin effect is there, even I don't know. I'll check it out. Okay, you might be right, but I do not know. Okay, so whether that is also an important reason that we feel sleepy after eating food. So sleep is very important, they say. What kind of sleep is important? Anybody knows how many kinds of sleep there are? 7. Anybody? Okay. So has anybody heard of REM sleep and non-REM sleep? No. Okay. How many people dream during your sleep? Very good. All of you dream? How many remember your dreams? Anybody want to share what kind of dreams they get? Yeah, pass the mic to somebody. He was raising his hand. Here. Yeah. Okay, give it to this girl in the first row here. She wanted to say. Do you get good dreams or bad dreams? Bad dreams.
Sir, I get scary dreams. Yes, sir.
What kind of scary dreams?
We go to jungle, then lion comes. Then lion eats me.
Okay. Very nice. Okay. Anybody else? Don't worry, most of the dreams don't come true. Anybody else wants to share what kind of dreams they get? Okay, let me ask you a different question. How many of you dream during the days? Okay. Can you share me what kind of dreams do you dream during the day? Don't look back. Yeah, you.
Sir, I was going home, sir.
You dream of going home. Okay. How many days since you have come here?
2 years.
2 years. But you have come back from vacation just now, right?
Sir, school or vacation, sir?
Sorry?
Sir, from vacation, sir, 1 month.
1 month. Okay. Okay.
2 month, 2 month.
2 months. Okay. How many more dream of going back home? Why you don't like your families? So only few of you want to dream of going home. Anybody else dream of doing something else? Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like I'm falling from fifth floor.
In your sleep or during the day you dream that? Sleep. Okay.
And sometimes I am holding snake.
You are?
Holding snake.
Snake. Holding snake. Snake, poisonous snake or non-poisonous snake?
I don't know, sir, but I
You get that dream, particular dream. Okay. So it's, yeah, somebody else also. Okay guys, let's now come back to the point. Dreams are very important part of sleep as well. Okay. So dreams, non-dreams, peaceful sleep is very important for the functioning of the brain. Good, peaceful rest during sleep is the time when your brains develop multiple connections of what you have read, what you have experienced, that connects to each other and form long-term memory. Okay. So dreams are an important part of everybody's sleep and a good sleep as well. But most important is what you dream when you're not sleeping is also equally important, right? So I hope all of you will be dreaming about doing something in life, becoming something in life, solving some world problems. Don't you all do that? So what is most of you dream about becoming in 2 years down the line, 10 years down the line? Anybody? Like now if somebody is on 7th standard, how many are in 7th standard here? Okay. So anybody wants to tell me when you reach 8th standard, what you should have become? Anyone dreams about it or you don't dream about it? No. Okay. Anybody dreams about what you want to be after 5 years? Okay. Go ahead, tell me.
Sir, after 10 years, I want to become IPS officer.
You want to become an IPS officer. Okay. How many else wants to become IPS officers? Okay. Stand up. Which class are you in? 7th. Okay. You need to eat more. You need to become more physically fit if you want to become IPS officers. How many want to join defense services? I'm not exactly saying NDA, defense services. Wow. Okay. Among this, any particular persons who want to join NDA? How many want to join NDA? Okay. Okay. So coming back to health and how do you join NDA, right? So NDA is both mental fitness and physical fitness. So how do you develop your mental fitness? Mental fitness comes through experiencing tough circumstances. Like the boy who is dreaming of going home. Now you are not going to be sent home for next 6 months, right? So 1 month you are going back home. Wow. Sir, we were never allowed vacation so often. Lucky generation, yeah. But then these are like you have come away from home, staying in a residential school. So you're going through this experience. That's what gives you the mental fitness, mental toughness, and resilience. So first important aspect to join defense forces or any other profession is your mental toughness and mental fitness is very important. If you're mentally strong, then comes physical strength into play. Because you might have seen a lot of people who are heavy built, tall, but scared of even a cat or a dog. You have seen those kind of people? And you have seen thin, maybe shorter people, but not afraid to go out in the night and face anything. Right? So it's all mental fitness first, and then obviously physical fitness also comes into play. Now these are the three things, and two more things I want to talk about when you think about health. How do you maintain good health as a group? Now you all are staying as a group in the dormitories, and you all be living together, staying together. How do you maintain good health? One is, all of us in residential schools are faced with infectious diseases, right? You know what I mean by infectious diseases? Like what? Any examples? Scabies? Anyone with scabies here? Okay, don't look at the others. You also could be one of those who might be having, right? So scabies is one skin condition which can spread very easily among friends. So if anybody has any itching between your fingers, you need to go and see a doctor. Similarly, if somebody gets cold, cough, flu kind of symptoms, you need to protect yourself and protect your friends also from getting it. Okay? So, communicable diseases or infectious diseases are, if they come to one person in residential schools, they can spread to everybody. So how do we protect from infectious diseases? Did anybody get COVID here? Okay, don't everybody start looking at behind or at somebody else. Okay.
They joined after COVID.
They joined after COVID. No, but they might have got COVID at home. Correct. So COVID was infectious diseases, and most of the infectious diseases can be controlled by vaccination and sometimes by antibiotics. Okay. But getting infection is very easy. Recovering from infection is the most important thing a healthy person is able to do. Somebody becomes sick for long time after getting infection, his health is not good. Because infection can come to all of us, because the virus, bacteria will spread from one person to the other. But who recovers quickly from infection is a healthy person. So we all need to develop that kind of immunity, that we may get infection, we may fall sick, but how soon our body can recover, and what do we need to do for that. So eating good food, breathing good air, having sound sleep, having good thoughts, these all maintain our immunity well. The next thing comes in a residential school. Other thing is having good set of friends. Correct? That's one thing which, like Brigadier Vajramati sir told, I have never met sir in the school. I joined the school and he immediately left and joined NDA. I am meeting sir after 40 years. Correct? But 47 years. And we still talk to each other like we are known for many, many years. This kind of friendship comes, this kind of bonding comes only in residential schools, and in residential schools where you go through tough discipline life. Correct? It doesn't usually, strong friendships are not built in regular schools, because you don't share your food with everybody on every day. You don't go through tough times, discipline surroundings every day. You're not helping each other every day. That happens in residential schools. So it's very important to have good set of friends, somebody who can talk to, whom we can confess to, with whom you can dream together to achieve your goals. That's very, very important, to have good set of friends. And final thing to have good health is to have a purpose in life. You all need to have a strong purpose in life, so that automatically you start working on your body, on your mind to remain healthy. So what could be a good purpose in life for a student? Any of you have a very strong purpose in life, why you are born, what he should be doing? Can anybody share? Seniors, ninth class students? Yeah,
Gain more knowledge than yesterday.
very good. Excellent. Yeah. That's a daily thing that next day she wants to gain knowledge every day. Important aspects of this, I just want to further elaborate on that. She did say, gaining knowledge more than my neighbor or my friend. Correct? She wants to become more knowledgeable every day. Correct? That's an important goal. Any other more purposeful goals that you can have at this stage when you're students? How many of you read or heard about Operation Sindoor? Great. Okay. So, can anybody tell me what you thought about Operation Sindoor? What, when you say Operation Sindoor, what comes to your mind? Yeah.
Sir, Pahalgam terrorist attack.
Pelgam terrorist attack comes to your mind. Correct? Sad, unfortunate thing. Okay. Anybody else? What of that thing? What happened? Triggered Operation Sindoor.
Sir, specifically in Pahalgam terrorist attack, killing by caste, sir.
Okay. So that's something which, that's why you call terrorists, and they killed people by caste. Yeah.
Sir, by hearing the Operation Sindoor, I hear the cries of mothers and children who lost their father and
Okay. By listening to Pahalgam attack, you heard the cries of mothers and sisters. But Operation Sindoor was in response to that, right? So when Operation Sindoor happened, what all can you think about Operation Sindoor? Yeah.
Sir, women empowerment.
Women empowerment. Excellent. In what way?
Sir, that women fighters, our Indian women fighters goes to Pakistan and destroys their camps, sir.
Excellent. So now we have, that's an excellent point that he noticed, because on the television, the defense spokesperson who came to talk about Operation Sindoor and its various things were women officers, which wasn't the case when we were studying or when we were looking at the thing. Anybody else? What else comes to your mind when in Operation Sindoor? How many of you watched the war on the TV? Okay. So what exactly did you see on the TVs? Anybody?
The revenge taken from India because of the death of the people.
Okay. How did India take revenge?
Sir, by attacking their base, Pakistani air bases and
How did India attack the air bases?
by using air force.
Okay. What weapons did the air force use?
Sir, can you repeat?
Hmm?
Fighters, sir, fighter.
Fighter jets they used, but what weapons were fired from the fighter jets?
Missiles.
Missiles. What missiles?
I don't know, sir. Not
Okay. What else? Yeah.
By using rockets, the Indian Air Force destroyed the Pakistani terrorist camps.
Okay. Use Rafales. Rafales come from where? France. Very good. Okay. Anybody else? What else did you see on? Yeah. Drones. What exactly did you see drones doing? Destroying the places. But drones were coming from the other side as well, right? So what was India trying to do then? Trying to blast them in the air. So what is it called as? Air defense. Right. Okay. What is Sudarshan Chakra? What is Sudarshan Chakra? Yesterday was Sri Krishna's Janmashtami, no? So Sudarshan Chakra is Sri Krishna's Chakra, no? So what did you mean by Sudarshan Chakra by? So how many of you heard Prime Minister's speech yesterday? We didn't get a chance. Hopefully it will be relayed back to you. whatever Independence Day speech. So he also spoke about Sudarshan Chakra in that. So what I'm trying to get at you people here is Operation Sindoor was a very game-changing kind of operation in multiple ways. Correct? Sir will tell when 1999, when Kargil war took place, India wasn't trying to cross the LOC or line of control, the international border. But here in Operation Sindoor, Indian Air Force went across the border and attacked Pakistan. Right? India was able to do this in 2025 because India has become stronger, right? How has India become stronger? Can you think? How has India become stronger? Because all of you are building muscles. That's also one way of becoming stronger, definitely.
Sir, India has self-dependent. Bharat.
India has become self-dependent.
We saw, sir, India fired many missiles like BrahMos, which were made by joint collaboration of India and Russia. So it proves that India has become Atmanirbhar or self-dependent.
Okay, very good. Excellent, right? So India is working towards becoming self-dependent in defense. When we say Rafale, is there any Indian-made aircraft that you all know of? Tejas, okay. So if you have an aircraft like Tejas, why are we buying Rafales? Yeah.
So because it has more speed than the Tejas and it has more carrying capacity.
Okay, great. Okay. Where do you buy the drones from? Yeah? Where do the drones, Indian Defense Forces buy drones from where? I think they come from various places like again France, US and other places. So what I'm trying to get at you here is India is becoming more powerful. And who is making it powerful? So we all Indians, right? So a lot of it also comes through our science and technology. Correct? Rafale or drones or missiles, they all are coming from science and technology development. Right? So along with our defense forces, which what we call as boots on the ground, that is our soldiers and their armed forces need to be stronger. New kind of wars that are being fought by India or by any other country in the world are becoming more and more technology driven. And India is taken apart to become self-dependent on that. Now that is the way to go. And coming to last point of my topic, so purpose in life for you cadets could be, that is what we keep hearing about our Prime Minister giving in his speech about India becoming a developed country by, has anybody heard? Is India a developed country or developing country? Developing country, right? Yes, sir. Why is that? What are the parameters for being a developed versus developing country? Yeah.
No one should say hunger in night.
Okay. Nobody should die of hunger. Still a lot of Indians die of hunger, right? Okay. Any other definition for being developed versus developing? Yeah.
So developed country has already, the developed country is already stronger than the other countries. They have already loaded many technologies in their systems and etc. But developing country is still in progress to be like the developed country.
Okay. Great. Yeah. Poverty. There should be no poverty in the country, right? Anybody else?
Sir, 100% literacy or minimum 95%, above 95%.
Okay. So complete country should be, all the population should be educated and there should be equity in opportunities. Correct? If somebody wants to become an engineer, they should have equal opportunity. If somebody wants to join defense forces, they should have equal opportunity. Poverty should not be a barrier for anybody. So that's when we generally call developed country, and we are self-dependent on all the technology. If we don't have to buy Rafales from France, if you have got Indian-made aircrafts that are superior to Rafales, or F-16s or F-32s or whatever, if you're not dependent on any country for any other technology or missiles, that's when we call ourselves developed country. When nobody in India becomes hungry, goes hungry, that's when we can call developed country. And that could be the life purpose for young Indians like you all. Correct? So who is going to make India a developed country by 2047? Not us, right? We have finished our job. Right? We do not have enough strength, but then we would love to be in a developed country. Right? So the responsibility lies on all your shoulders, and you guys need to maintain good health, strong mind, so that you are the ones who are going to develop India into a developed country. Okay? So that's all I had to say. Thank you so much. If there are any questions, I am happy to take.
Sir, why do we get sleep in dream?
Where do you get dreams? Good dreams or bad dreams? Good dreams. Yeah, I think lot of mind is a very complex, brain is a very complex organ, right? So we experience lot of experiences which we consciously don't know, imbibe. There are a lot of things happening around us. When we are talking to each other, there is a lot of things happening on the other side. But when you are concentrating with each other, I am able to hear you, you are able to hear me. But the mind sometimes subconsciously hears and takes in lot more information than it can process. And those things play in a different way in our mind when you are asleep. The subconscious mind, whatever it has experienced or whatever fears and other things we have in our mind, they play out during your sleep. So that's what the dream is. So if you always think about good things and positive things, you generally get good dreams. If you are very negative or fearful, sometimes your mind plays a trick on you and gives you bad dreams. Okay. Yes, sir. I'm done. Okay.
What is the crucial thing to increase our height?
So height is actually the result of two things. One we say nature, second is nurture. What I mean by nature is what genes we get from our parents. If our parents tend to be short, our height also tends to be limited. That is one genetic aspect. Second one is the nurture. Nurture part is how environment helps us to grow. So it's right from food, the healthy food that you are able to eat, lot of water that you need to drink, well balanced diet that you need to have. And if you're not falling sick frequently, then you tend to grow. And children at this age grow at different speeds. Somebody who, in this adolescence, we have what is called as a growth spurt. Okay. So there's a lot of play of the hormones wherein our height tends to shoot up. During that phase, you need to eat well. You need to have good food, you need to eat well during that growth phase. If you are not eating well during that phase, or if you are falling sick frequently, then your height can be stunted. So you still have long time to go. Which standard are you in?
Sir, 7.
Seventh. So maybe from today, you make sure you are eating much better than previously.
Yes, sir.
You cannot hang on to something and grow height. That used to be myth that we used to have. Our height doesn't grow by hanging on to a pole. Thank you.
Take more questions? Huh? Some more questions? You will not get an opportunity like this.
Sir, is this theory correct that when we sleep, our mind is in parallel world?
Parallel world. the brain continues to work. There are few organs which continue to work when you are asleep. Okay, so we call them as the organs like muscle and everything works when you are conscious. But brain works during sleep as well because there's continuous activity which happens during sleep. Same thing happens with the heart. It's continuously beating even we know or don't know about it. So yes, some of the functions of the brain, what happens during the day, what experience we have taken, that assimilates, that sorts it out and puts it as a memory or subconscious mind, things like that. So work is happening in the brain. Now, what do you mean by parallel world?
Multiverse. Multiverse.
Multiverse. That's a movie.
Yeah,
Correct? Parallel world is, yeah, even I don't know the answer to, exact answer to the question which you are saying. But brain will be working and at different levels which normally conscious mind cannot know all that's happening in our brain. That's why people who do sadhana or what we call as yogis or things like that, they know more about the brain than any of us could know. So there is a world there which still need to be explored. Each one of us need to explore within ourselves. Okay. Yeah.
Then, sir, Cadet Ganesh, sir, what will happen to our body when the person goes to coma? Sir, what happens to the body of the person when he goes to coma, sir?
Coma. So, coma is basically a state of profound unconsciousness. Okay. The body will still be functioning. Some of the organs will be functioning even during coma. If all the organs stop functioning, what we call it? Death. Correct. Only brain is in profound state of suspension. Whereas rest of the body like heart will be functioning, there is pulse rate which is happening, physical movements may or may not be there. Correct? So brain's function has got shut down. Coma could be reversible or coma could be irreversible. When we generally give anesthesia, correct? You heard of anesthesia? When you put people, when you want to do operations, we put anesthetic machines, they become totally unconscious. That is also a kind of induced coma wherein brain and awareness is taken away. And it's a stage wherein you are not able to be aroused by sound or physical pinching or anything like that. Sensations are lost. But it could be arousable. Once we remove anesthesia, it gets aroused. Similarly, people who have infection or injury to the brain, they can temporarily go into coma, which many of them recover. There is a stage wherein it's irreversible coma, or we call it as brain death, wherein brain has completely got damage, and except for basic functions like heart being running or respiration being there, no other function is possible. That is irreversible coma. So coma is a sort of, it's a total, all the activities in the brain are suspended. Yeah. Yes.
Sir, how can we prevent heart attacks, sir?
How can you prevent heart attacks? So when you say heart attack, there are 2-3 things which happen. What we mean by heart attack is different from what all different things can happen to the heart. So heart has it's a pump, right? It continuously pumps in rhythm. Blood has to go from atrium to ventricles and ventricles to the other side and receive blood that way. So that's one circulation which is going on. And this is controlled by electrical activity. Correct? No? So there is electrical activity which happens, which controls the rate of our beats and in what sequence it happens. So 72 per minute or 100 beats per minute. That's controlled by electrical activity. That's what we get in ECG, right? Electrocardiogram, when we say it's an electrical activity of the heart which is detected. And heart is also a muscle. And that also needs to get blood supply for its muscles to function. So where does the heart muscle gets blood supply from? So it has also got its own blood vessels which go into the muscles of the heart muscle. We call them as coronary arteries. So when we say heart attack, generally it is blockage of the coronary arteries, which leads to part of the heart not functioning, and that leads to stoppage of the heart. That's one way of heart attack. Second thing which happens is when electrical activity goes haywire. Okay, that tends to happen sometimes in even youngsters. That's called as various rhythm disturbances. So when that rhythm disturbance happens, that also leads to heart attack or heart arrest. Now, how do you prevent that? So, heart attack due to blood vessels getting blocked can be by a healthy lifestyle. Lot of heart attacks occur because of unhealthy lifestyle or some genetic problem wherein they have high triglycerides or high lipids in their blood that causes them to block the blood vessels. But most of the times it is sedentary lifestyle, not doing any physical activity, having a big tummy. So all these things lead to heart attacks. Only way to prevent it is address those things.
Sir, sometimes our movements happen with us and we feel like that this is already happened with us. Why is like that?
What is it? When events occur?
Sir, if something happens with it,
Sir, we feel that this is already happened, sir. How? Why do we feel like that?
It's called a deja vu, right? It's called a deja vu phenomenon. You heard about it? Maybe you can go and check it. So when some event occurs, you said, okay, this has probably happened with me. Sometimes these kind of events have been picked up by your brain subconsciously, may have happened. Sometimes the familiarity makes you think that this has probably happened with you. Correct? So that's a phenomena that's called as. So yeah, I don't know whether I answered your question correctly or no, but that's what it is.
Sir, what we want to do, we improve our weight.
So improve your weight, right?
Yes.
You're underweight. Yeah, again, it's two things which you need to do. We generally, when somebody is not putting on weight as per, first of all, let me really appreciate all you kids for being so frank and talking and asking these kind of questions. Why I'm not growing tall, or why I'm not putting on weight, or how do you put on weight? Yeah, what's your name?
Cadet A. Vihan Reddy. Cadet A. Vihan Reddy.
Vihan Reddy. Yeah. So Vihan, so two things. One is whether you have any medical problems because of which you are not putting on weight is what we need, doctors need to check out. Probably when we do a checkup or when you go home, when your parents get you checked out, we need to make sure there are no medical conditions that are making you to not put on weight. If everything is okay, second thing is whether what food we are eating is right for you or not. Sometimes the food doesn't suit you or you don't have enough protein in the diet, that also prevents it. So both these things need to be addressed. Third thing is if you do good physical activity, you feel hungry, you need to eat well and automatically you'll put on weight. Yeah.
Sir, why do we sleepwalk?
Why do you sleepwalk? Who does that? You do?
Sometimes we do.
Okay. But how do you know that you sleepwalk?
Sir, my parents will tell, sir.
Your parents is there. Okay. That's again a sort of medical condition which happens. Okay. And it happens because of multiple reasons. But that's something which can be treated easily by meeting with a neurologist or something like that. You must have seen somebody, doctor or somebody about it?
No, sir.
No. Okay, okay. That's somebody which you need to see. I'll tell sir to make sure that some help goes from that. Okay? That's not a problem. A lot of people do. It's quite common.
Jai Hind, sir, why do we get
Why do you get
eyesight?
eyesight? Why do you get? You mean spectacles or you mean?
It's spectacles.
Okay. That's again, you all must be studying about refractive errors, right? So, in the eyes you have got lens. And when the rays come, they are supposed to go through the lens and then concentrate on the back retina. When you get a clear image. Because of various reasons, of cornea is one type of lens. That's a convex surface, and then inside you have got a lens which is biconvex. Correct? So multiple ways that rays goes through. So if there is any abnormality in the surface of the cornea or the lens, then you start getting refractive errors. And that's again very common in children. When you suddenly grow, sometimes the growth of the cornea and the lens doesn't keep up with the growth of our body. So refractive error occurs. And to correct that, you need to then wear glasses or contact lenses.
Sir, why do we get color blindness or night blindness?
Okay, so night blindness is due to deficiency of a vitamin, right? Which vitamin deficiency causes night blindness? Vitamin A. And which food has vitamin A? So do you all eat carrots or no? Okay, so that is a preventable cause, night blindness. Whereas color blindness is a condition wherein there are various, say it's like when we see something need to receive the colors. So there are rods, cones and various components in the eyes which detect that. Somebody who is color blind tends to have deficiency in that particular problem. Unfortunately, as of today, color blindness is not able to be corrected. That is something which your generation probably solve. How to treat color blindness. Yeah. People are waking up now after their sleep is finished now. Siesta is over.
Sir, can you tell us something about DID, sir?
DID. What is it?
Dissociative identity disorder.
Ooh. Now, my knowledge in dissociative identity disorder will probably be not as much as or not more than what you might already have. That's probably a psychological condition wherein our mind is not able to read ourselves as a same identity. So more than this, I am probably not an expert in that particular field. So, but why do you think about it? Why did this thing come to your mind?
So once I saw in the
YouTube. Okay. Yes, sir.
What's your opinion about consuming whey proteins?
Whey proteins. Do you know where the whey protein comes from?
Paneer water.
Paneer water, whatever. Yeah. So again about diet, my general feeling, we need to eat local, we need to eat slow foods, we need to eat what our body knows already, and we should not be going to too many fats. So if locally in our households we are eating proteins of a particular kind, suddenly changing into a different protein sometimes doesn't really work. And a lot of these proteins are fats which come during the time somebody wants to body build. So you need increased amount of proteins which you cannot take by regular consumption of plant-based proteins. So you tend to go to dairy or various things. I think there is a good protein in that, no doubt about it. But one thing to be cautious is too much of any good thing is also bad. And a lot of these preparations which come as whey protein, they are mixed with many other supplements, and whey protein generally comes from US, if you know, correct? It comes from dairy there, and dairy industry is a industrial farming out there. So how do they grow their dairy there? They feed cows meat, right? Do you know that? So in industrial farming, even herbivorous animals are fed non-vegetarian food to increase. And a lot of medications are used to improve their yield, like hormones, various injections, etc. So finally, they just want to increase the kind of protein abnormally, and that comes into the market. So if you are able to prepare your own whey protein, it may be good. But if you are buying it as a powder, I would not consume it, but I leave it to each individual. There is sufficient protein source within our own thing. You just need to figure out how much of what you need to eat. Generally in India, we are carbohydrate rich diets. We eat more of rice, more of chapati, less of dals and lentils and nuts. So if you are just switch that portions differently, if you eat higher portion of dals, legumes, nuts, and less of carbohydrate, less of rice and chapati, probably you are meeting a protein requirement. You may need not have to go for whey protein.
Sir, why some people get migraine and how to prevent it?
Migraine. Okay. Yeah, one more question.
Then sir, Kadangit Kumar. Sir, tell me about your life journey from Bijapur cadet to be a surgeon.
Okay, so first I'll answer the question about migraine. Migraine is a kind of headache, right? So we say half headache. So generally we say one side of the head is aching or paining. Again, there are multiple types in this particular type of headache and what causes it. So generally migraine headache is a throbbing headache wherein our blood vessels in and around our scalp tend to beat more, stretch more, and gives a headache. And this can be triggered by multiple things. If you have vision problem, if it's an uncorrected refraction, that also makes our muscles in the eyes to contract more. Finally, you want to see, right? So if your specs are not of the appropriate number, the small muscles in the eyeball, they tend to work harder and they get fatigued. And once they get fatigued, they cause pain, and that gets triggered into a migraine headache. Similarly about neck muscles. So our neck need to be strong, especially the present age wherein we are more on screens. There's a muscle called trapezius muscle. Okay. So again, if you strain too much, if a posture is not right while reading or while seeing the phone, while seeing the laptop, then also you start getting the muscle which gets fatigued and that initiates headache. So these are some of the common causes of migraine. If you are getting continuous persistent headaches, leads to vomiting, etc., definitely you need to get yourself checked out by a doctor, because we want to rule out if there are any other conditions that cause this kind of headache. My journey from Sainik School Bijapur to right now, that's a very long story. Do you have time? No, they're all. I am seeing my audience. Yeah, briefly I'll tell you. So, like you all, motto of Sainik School Bijapur also was to prepare cadets to join armed forces, specifically to prepare for National Defence Academy. Okay. So, I also took the NDA exam, passed my theory, but somehow I could not clear my SSB. You all know what SSB is, right?
Yes.
So short, what is it? Service Selection Board. So I went for that and I couldn't clear it for whatever reason the evaluators did. So that wasn't, or that shouldn't be end of my life, right? Because there are hardly 300 or 400 seats in NDA. And how many aspirants? Each Sainik school will have about 100. And there are about 100 schools, means more than 1 lakh, and outsiders also take. So again, medicine was something which was in me from before, because my father is a doctor. So I wanted to do, if not India, I wanted to do medicine. So I took up medicine as my choice of career, did my MBBS, and then when doing MBBS developed interest in surgery. So wanted to be a surgeon. So pursued my course to become a surgeon by going through various entrance exams, working for it, studying hard. So I got All India rank 94 in 1990 for this thing. So I got one of the prestigious medical colleges to join. That is KEM Hospital and CHGS Medical College. And after doing that, I wanted to further explore because there was new kind of surgery which had come into play during that time, laparoscopic surgery. So then to study that and get expert in that, I went abroad to UK. And it was always there to come back to India. A lot of people also ask a corollary question, if you go abroad, why did you come back? So again, after having been studied or educated in school like Sainik schools, that patriotism is there in your blood. So always wanted to serve my own country. So after gaining my experience, I returned back in 2003 and serving in the field of medicine as best as I could. Thank you. Okay, sir. Thank you. Yeah, while Ravi sir is coming to talk to you all about technology, and I also told how technology is important in whichever field you take these days. So Dr. Ravindra is done BTech and then MTech and PhD from IIT Bombay. He was a faculty in IIT Hyderabad. After doing all that, he was very keen that education should be equitable. Everybody should get opportunity. Yeah, okay.
Sir, why we get dandruff?
Dandruff. Dandruff is again a very common condition in growing children. 2-3 things happen, right? So as we are growing, lot of hormonal changes keep happening. That produces lot of secretions. There's oil being produced in the head. There are oil glands in our scalp. Sweat get produced, oil get produced. Sometimes excess of that or less of that. And occasionally, if our hygiene is in some way compromised, wherein cleanliness or some problem, some fungal infection also can cause increase in dandruff. So every day washing the hair, combing, use of regular shampoo probably will help it. If it is too much, then you need to see a dermatologist or skin specialist. If there is some kind of infection which is leading to increased dandruff, they will give you treatment for it. Okay?
Sir, how to remove body tan, sir?
How do you?
How to remove body tan?
Body tan. Why do you want to remove it? They want you to be fair and handsome. So, tanning is a natural response to the sun. Okay, skin wants to protect itself. So, it produces these pigments which are called melanin, which will prevent sun from damaging your skin. So, if you don't want excessive tanning, then there are various different ways which are not always good. Maybe at your age, sunscreens, applying a lot of sunscreens when you go out in the sun, or wearing a cap to prevent sun from falling on your face. So these are some methods which cricketers you have seen, they put a lot of white ointment on their skins when they are playing in the ground. So that is something which can prevent tan. And if there is severe tan, then there are treatments available now. Maybe only when you are thinking of getting married, you can get your tan. Just before.
Sir, why do we get sudden jerks when we are in deep sleep, and why do we get hiccups?
Okay. Yeah. Last question. Yeah. So sudden jerk might be something which again a dream. You have dreamt that you are kicking somebody and probably that's one. Hiccup is a response of the body again. It's basically the diaphragm keeps moving. If it gets irritated for any reason, that you get hiccups. And generally in our side of the country, we say you get hiccups if. So that's a nice way to remember somebody, your loved ones, right? But that's a response of the body too if you've got too much gas in the tummy, or for some reason if your diaphragm gets irritated. that causes hiccups. Okay, so now I'll give it to Dr. Ravi sir. Again, I'm sure you all will love what he says. I was just telling you about his story about how he is faculty in IIT Hyderabad, but now he comes and teaches in government schools. He loves teaching mathematics, and mathematics is a very important aspect, whether you love it or you don't love it. Whether you want to be a doctor or an engineer or anybody, mathematics is a very important part of our life and education. Nobody can do anything, especially in the present world with AI and computation. Even biological fields need mathematics. Okay, hand over to Ravi sir.
So डरो मत, मैं ज़्यादा देर तक आपको होल्ड नहीं करूँगा. I can very clearly see when again the second speaker was coming, people were like, what's going to happen to us? Good evening, everyone. I thank Principal Brigadier Vajramati sir, ma'am, and all the school teachers for giving me this opportunity to speak to you a few words. So yes, first of all, I'm envious of you. So मुझे जलन हो रहा था आपको यहाँ पे स्कूल में देख के, because I had a dream of studying in Sainik school. For various reasons, I could not. My brother actually went, but dropped off very quickly because of some family reasons. Actually, we're all very lucky to be studying in such a wonderful school. The campus, as soon as I entered, I was completely awestruck. इसको देख के ऐसा लग रहा था कि मैं गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में पढ़ाई किया. छोटा सा स्कूल था, एक्चुअली टेम्पल था वो. टेम्पल को ही यूज कर रहे थे स्कूल की तरह. ऑलमोस्ट गिरने को आया था. वहीं पे पूजा चलता था, वहीं पे 2 टीचर थे पूरा स्कूल को. फर्स्ट स्टैंडर्ड भी वही, 7वीं स्टैंडर्ड 7th स्टैंडर्ड भी वही, सब कुछ वही चलता था. सो आई स्टडीड इन अ गवर्नमेंट स्कूल. Later on, of course, because of various good things that happened, I later on got to study at IIT Bombay, which you all know is one of the premier institutes in India. So वहाँ पे जाके, of course, I was awestruck again by seeing the magnanimity of the campus, the kind of professors that they were there, the other classmates that I got, and later on, of course, in my life, I became a software engineer. I went abroad. I worked in the United States for some time. I saw various other countries as a researcher. Later on, I went back to IIT Bombay to pursue my PhD, visited different countries, and saw the world, basically. तो कहीं तो मुझे लग रहा था कि मेरे जैसे बच्चे होंगे वहाँ पे जो गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, जिनका मतलब ड्रीम्स है कि ये सब करे, या उनका पोटेंशियल भी है, लेकिन उनको प्रॉपर डायरेक्शन या प्रॉपर गाइडेंस शायद नहीं मिल रहा हो. तो मेरा एक अंदर का एक कॉलिंग था कि मैं वापस मेरे होम टाउन आ जाऊं. मैं बेलगांव का ही हूँ, यहीं पे I grew up here in Belgaum. So I wanted to come back and do something for school children. So that's what I'm doing now. So उससे मुझे काफ़ी satisfaction मिली है. Like sir अभी बोल रहे थे कि purpose find out करो, अपना purpose find out करो. You are all अभी तो बच्चे हैं, so you don't have to have a purpose right now. मैं ये नहीं expect कर रहा हूँ कि आपको अभी life में क्या purpose है वो मिलना चाहिए. But those of you who are in 9th and 10th, right, time to think like what exactly is that I want to do. Of course, Sainik schools are definitely. I mean, you have your goal set. Like NDA is one of your goals, and some of you want to become doctors and engineers. That's one aspect of it. But उससे भी आगे जाके मतलब लाइफ में करना क्या है मुझे, मेरा ऐसा क्या जुनून है जो जिसे मैं हर दिन एंजॉय कर पाऊंगा, जिसको करते करते मुझे हर दिन खुशी लगेगी. So keep looking for it. It won't come in a single day, but if you keep looking for that thing, you will find that identity. कि मैं किस लिए बना हूँ, मुझे किस में satisfaction मिलती है, right? So right now coming back to mathematics because that's what I'm teaching. So आप सब लोग maths तो सीख ही रहे हो. क्यों सीख रहे हैं maths? Why? मैं बचपन में काफी रेबेलियस था. जब माँ बोलती थी कि ये पढ़ाई करो, एग्जाम आ रहा है, तो मैं बोलता था कि एग्जाम आ रहा है इसलिए मैं क्यों पढ़ाई करूँ. So, right? So why are you studying maths? मैथ? एनीवन? एग्जाम्स में आते हैं सवाल, इसलिए
Mathematics is important in our daily life. Like if we go to market, sir, and we will buy some vegetables, then we have to, what we will say, like we have to say no, give me 1 kg of apple. Like this, we have to mention a specific quantity, sir.
राइट। वो मैथमेटिक्स तो फर्स्ट सेकंड स्टैंडर्ड में हो गया है। आप तो भी क्या क्या सीख रहे हो, अलजेब्रा सीख रहे हो, ट्रिग्नोमेट्री सीख रहे हो, ज्योमेट्री सीख रहे हो, कैलकुलस सीखेंगे कुछ दिन में। वो सब कहाँ यूज होगा? दुकान में तो ऑफ कोर्स मल्टीप्लिकेशन तक आ जाएगा, मैक्सिमम डिवीजन तक आ जाएगा, उसके आगे क्या दुकान में? बैंक में भी जाएंगे तो उतना ही परसेंटेज आएगा एट द मैक्स, सिंपल इंटरेस्ट, कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट आ जाएगा, उससे आगे क्या है? अलजेब्रा कहाँ पे आ जाएगा? कहाँ पे आ जाएंगे? थ्योरम्स, हेरॉन्स फॉर्मूला कहाँ पे आ जाएगा? आपको तकलीफ देने के लिए पढ़ा रहे हैं ना टीचर्स, है कि नहीं? सही है ना? सिर्फ आपको तकलीफ देना है। तो मैं भी यही सोचता था कि अभी टीचर्स को कुछ ना कुछ तकलीफ देना है, तो डिफिकल्ट सवाल पूछते हैं इनको और नीचा दिखा देते हैं कि इनको आता नहीं है। या अभी हम लोग ये ऑडिटोरियम में बैठे हैं, है ना? इसका कंस्ट्रक्शन कैसे किया गया? ऐसे बोला कि ठीक है, कुछ ईंटें रखते जाते हैं, प्रॉपरली उसका पिलर का वगैरह गर्थ ठीक नहीं है तो गिर जाएगा, फिर से बनवाएंगे, ट्रायल एंड एरर करते रहेंगे जब तक ये बनेगा। तब तक बनने के बाद भी श्योर नहीं है कि कब गिरेगा। ऐसा होता है। रिसेंटली आपने एक बहुत ही मार्वलस ब्रिज के बारे में सुना होगा कहीं तो।
90 डिग्री सर?
नहीं, बड़ा रिवर के ऊपर। कौन सा रिवर के ऊपर? चेनाब। देखा वो ब्रिज कैसा है? हाँ, ट्रेन का जो ब्रिज है। तो जब उसको बनाते हैं तो क्या लगता है कि सिर्फ अब एडिशन और सब्ट्रैक्शन से काम चल जाएगा? मार्स मिशन हुआ, राइट? तो जब रॉकेट को लॉन्च करते हैं तो कैसे करते हैं? ये लॉन्च कर दिया, देखते हैं मार्स वेट कर रहा है, हमारा इंडिया ने रॉकेट लॉन्च किया है तो आएगा, रुकेंगे, वहीं पे रुकेंगे, आ जाएगा। वो रुकता है नहीं, वो तो अपने पथ पे चल रहा है ना। तो क्या कैलकुलेशन की जरूरत नहीं है वहां पे? तो वहां पे सिंपल कैलकुलेशंस नहीं चलेगा, तब वहां पे ट्रिग्नोमेट्री और अलजेब्रा का बिना कुछ भी नहीं चलेगा। यहाँ पे भी एक कंस्ट्रक्शन, ये बड़ा इतना सा ऑडिटोरियम में देख रहा था, दंग रह गया था कि इतना बड़ा ऑडिटोरियम बनाया है इन्होंने। तो इनके लिए आपको बहुत सारे इक्वेशंस बनाने पड़ते हैं, सब कुछ पता नहीं रहता इंजीनियर्स को कि पिलर कितना होना चाहिए, किस टाइप का स्टील यूज करना चाहिए, उसका डायमीटर कितना होना चाहिए, कुछ पता नहीं रहता है। सिर्फ इतना पता रहता है कि इसका हाइट इतना होना चाहिए, इतना सीटिंग कैपेसिटी होना चाहिए, अर्थक्वेक इतना हैंडल करने को उसका क्षमता होना चाहिए, विंड इतना विंड होता है यहाँ पे, वो हैंडल करने का उसको कैपेसिटी चाहिए। तो ये सब पैरामीटर्स पता रहता है। डायरेक्टली हमें क्या करना होता है वो किसी को पता नहीं रहता है। तो क्या करना पड़ता है? इक्वेशंस। इक्वेशंस कहाँ पे आते हैं आपको? कौन से ब्रांच में आता है? मैथमेटिक्स से किस ब्रांच में आता है? अलजेब्रा में आता है। तो वहां पे क्या होता है? अननोन्स रहते हैं, जैसे एक्स है, वाई, आप नाम रखते हो, उसको नाम रख के क्या करते हो? बड़े बड़े इक्वेशंस फॉर्म करते हो। एक्चुअल इंजीनियरिंग में हंड्रेड्स ऑफ इक्वेशंस आ जाते हैं और हंड्रेड्स ऑफ वेरिएबल्स भी होते हैं। हंड्रेड्स ऑफ वेरिएबल्स कैसे आ जाएंगे? अल्फाबेट तो ए बी सी डी 26 ही है, कैसे करें तब? अरे x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 एक ही लेके भी हम लोग कितने भी वेरिएबल बना सकते हैं कि नहीं? सिर्फ नाम है वो। तो वी मेक ऑल दिस इक्वेशंस एंड देन फीड them to computers. Engineers don't solve them manually. कंप्यूटर्स को फीड करते हैं, वो सॉल्व करके पूरा बता देता है कि इसका वैल्यू ये होना चाहिए, ये होना चाहिए, ये होना चाहिए, इस रेंज में होना चाहिए। तो उसके हिसाब से बिल्डिंग बनाते जाते हैं और देखते हैं कि एक्चुअली इट वर्क्स द वे वी एक्सपेक्टेड टू, राइट? तो इसके लिए मैथमेटिक्स को सिर्फ एग्जाम के लिए नहीं, सिर्फ आपको आंकड़े लाने के लिए, मार्क्स लाने के लिए नहीं पढ़ना है। उसमें बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल है वो मैथमेटिक्स। ये मुझे काफी, आई लर्नड इट आफ्टर after studying mathematics for many years, तब जाके मुझे पता चला कि ये सब इतना ब्यूटीफुल है और इतना यूजफुल है। एक्चुअली मैथमेटिक्स किसने इन्वेंट किया, किसने डिस्कवर किया मैथमेटिक्स? आर्किमिडीज। उससे पहले मैथ्स था ही नहीं, उससे पहले प्लैनेट्स वगैरह नहीं घूमते थे। तुम्हें क्या लगता है गैलेक्सी का फॉर्मेशन में, सोलर सिस्टम का फॉर्मेशन में मैथ्स नहीं है? ग्रेविटी में मैथ्स नहीं है? मैग्नेटिज्म में मैथ्स नहीं है? इलेक्ट्रिसिटी में मैथ्स नहीं है? तो ये सब किसने डिस्कवर किया? यस, मैथमेटिक्स नेचर में है ही है। इनफैक्ट जब आप सनफ्लावर देखते हो ना, सनफ्लावर देखा है ना आपने? तो सनफ्लावर में वो इतना सुंदर दिखता है ना सनफ्लावर, उसमें बहुत ही अच्छा मैथ है, इसीलिए हमको वो सुंदर दिखता है। हाँ, गोल्डन रेशो कोई बोल रहे थे ना, यहाँ पे गोल्डन रेशो है वहां पे, और गोल्डन रेशो और भी किसी चीजों से कनेक्टेड है, जो हम लोग हेमचंद्र सीक्वेंस या फिबोनाची सीक्वेंस बोलते हैं, वो कंप्यूटर साइंस में काफी जगह पे काम आ जाता है। तो मैथमेटिक्स हर जगह पे है, और एप्लीकेशन सिर्फ बैंक में, दुकान में इतना ही नहीं। अभी सर डिफेंस के बारे में बात कर रहे थे ना, तो डिफेंस में मैसेजेस जो भेजते हैं, वॉकी टॉकी होता है ना, मैसेजेस भेजते हैं, तो मैसेजेस कैसे जाते हैं? एयर मीडियम के थ्रू जाते हैं, है कि नहीं? तो सिग्नल को रेडिएट करना पड़ेगा, वहां पे एक ट्रांसमीटर रहेगा, रिसीवर रहेगा, वो तो पब्लिक चैनल है। तो जब ट्रांसमिट करते हो, क्या ट्रांसमिट करते हैं हम? वॉइस को ट्रांसमिट नहीं करते हैं, क्या ट्रांसमिट करते हैं? इलेक्ट्रिक सिग्नल्स। तो वॉइस को इलेक्ट्रिक सिग्नल्स बनाते हैं, और उसके बाद इलेक्ट्रिक सिग्नल्स हम लोग एम्पलीफाई करके दूर दूर तक भेज सकते हैं, उसको पावर देते हैं ताकि वो इलेक्ट्रिक सिग्नल्स बहुत दूर तक जा पाए, है कि नहीं? मैं शाउट करके तो वहां इतना दूर भेज नहीं सकता, है कि नहीं? तो when we send these electric signals, are all of you comfortable with both English and Hindi? I am using both. So when we send these electric signals, they can be stolen, right? Another person, the enemy soldiers can put another receiver. इस फ्रीक्वेंसी पे ये लोग ट्रांसमिट कर रहे हैं, तो ये उनका फ्रीक्वेंसी पता चल गया और वो हमने वो ले लिया, तो सिग्नल्स तो मिल गए हमें। तो वंस वी गेट द सिग्नल्स, वी बेसिकली ट्रांसफॉर्म देम बैक इनटू साउंड। वो तो कर सकते हैं। तब हो गया ना, कोऑर्डिनेट्स मिल गए, कितने सोल्जर्स कहां से आ रहे हैं पता चल गया, फूड कहां से आ रहा है पता चल गया, सब कुछ पता चल गया। तब क्या कर सकते हैं? गया, है कि नहीं? तो फिर हाउ डू दे डू दैट? हाउ डू दे ट्रांसमिट? देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ मैथमेटिक्स देयर। हैव यू हर्ड ऑफ एन्क्रिप्शन? कोडिंग, डिकोडिंग, जानते हो? तो have you heard of this machine called Enigma? Anybody who has heard of this machine, Enigma machine? Second World War. Who used this Enigma machine? Some of you are saying Hitler, right? So Germans used this machine to encrypt their messages. Enigma machine. And Enigma machine, it really gave bad dreams for other soldiers, because till the Enigma machine was broken, the U-boats were able to eat. These were not very big boats. U-boats were small boats, but they were attacking civilian ships which were taking food and other supply materials in the Atlantic Ocean, and they were drowning them. So how do you counteract? Have a counter strategy for this. So jab tak that Enigma machine was not broken, it was very difficult. Enigma machine was doing what? It was coding the messages and distributing amongst other U-boats. तो वो सब लोग कोऑर्डिनेट करके अटैक कर रहे थे। तो हर एक को मैसेज भेजेगा कि यहाँ पे बड़ा शिप आ रहा है, they would all come together and they would drown that big ship, again spread out in the ocean looking for these big ships coming there. So how do you beat such a strategy? Then who were called? Mathematicians were called. Particularly, do you know who the mathematician was who was called to beat the Enigma machine? Alan Turing. He's called as the father of computer science. Alan Turing came up with the idea that human beings cannot directly decode these things. We need to build another machine to beat the machine. So he then built a machine which would work on certain mathematical theorems certain mathematical algorithms to decode those messages. And today, whatever we have, the modern computers, these are nothing else but sophisticated versions of the simple machine that Alan Turing built. उसी का ये सब मॉडल्स है. तो ये सब बनाने के लिए बहुत कुछ मैथमेटिक्स की जरूरत है. And not just doing all these things. Mathematics is not just for those who are doing engineering or those who are doing mathematics or those who are into physics or those who are into, astronomy and things like that. Not necessarily. Mathematics is a way of thinking actually. It's a logical thinking जो बोलते हैं हम लोग. जब हम लोग बात करते हैं, do we have to be logical or illogical? Logical, right? For example, I spoke something. I cannot contradict it after few lines down the line. Then what will you say? Sir, अभी तो आपने ऐसे बोला था, अभी आप ऐसे बोल रहे हैं. नहीं, तब ऐसे बोला था, ऐसे बोल रहा हूँ. चलेगा ऐसे? तब का तब हो गया, अब का अब. चलेगा? No. To be consistent in our arguments, to be consistent in our thinking, we need a lot of logic, and that is the foundation of mathematics. वैसे भी आप कोई भी प्रॉब्लम को आपको सिस्टमैटिकली सॉल्व करना है तो तुमको मैथमेटिकल थिंकिंग की जरूरत होती है. So what I would like to suggest today is that try looking at mathematics and all of your studies in a slightly different way. सिर्फ पढ़ाई के लिए या मार्क्स के लिए ऐसे कर रहे हैं, ऐसे मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ. Of course, all of you are very bright kids. You know exactly the importance of studying it with a proper understanding. Just re-emphasizing it. That don't study it just for the sake of exams. कि मुझे एग्जाम में मार्क्स लाना है. That will come automatically. But your intention should be, your goal should be to understand the subject at depth. Nurture your curiosity. Like you all were very curious. You were asking so many questions. You asked about deja vu. Someone you asked about multiverses. Are we in parallel universe when we are in sleep, right? So amazing questions. Those are all connecting to quantum physics and various things, right? So, amazing things. So ये जो universe है हमारा जो universe है, it's marvelous. So nurture that kind of curiosity that you have. Never allow that to die. We may get the answers, we may not get the answers right away. But nurture that curiosity. Try to know, try to understand the world, and that will help you no matter which field you go into. So that's what, like, I would like to just stop it with what Einstein said. So he said that people asked him, like, how come your brain works like this? You have such an out-of-the-box thinking abilities, and you came up with this theory of relativity, which is taking us years and years just to understand what you said. So he said that I'm not extraordinarily brilliant. I'm just curious like a baby. He said that I'm just curious like a baby. I want to know what really light is. I want to know what exactly is its nature. So he was enormously curious. So if you're curious, then knowledge will flow to you. Okay? So if you have any questions, I'll take it.
Question?
What is theory of relativity? Definitely not something that I can explain in a minute or so. There are two theories of relativity. One is the special theory of relativity, which I think I understand to some extent. There is general theory of relativity, which I know that I do not understand a bit also. So the special theory of relativity, I just tell you what it is about, right? So it's about how do we measure distance and time. So Einstein showed that there is a fundamental flaw in the way we measure distance and the way we measure time. He showed that distance or space and time are connected in an inseparable way, right? So that's about it. So basically, it's an extension of Newtonian mechanics. You all know Newton's laws of motion and everything, right? So for many hundreds of years, we all took it as sacrosanct. We all took it as something that is true because everything obeyed those laws. But Einstein showed that there was a fundamental flaw with that, and Newton's laws don't always hold. In fact, they hold only in a very limited sense. So Einstein, the theory itself is about mechanics. The theory itself is about just speed, motion, time. You all know what is speed? Distance upon time, right? So it's the same things. So same things, but more generalized in the sense that the amazing things that stand to happen when you start going at very high speeds. Your time slows down. Time can actually stop. Space starts shrinking or starts elongating, and a lot of amazing things happen. So it's basically about mechanics, but a more truer theory of mechanics. So my entry to IIT was through GATE. It's called Graduate Aptitude Test in Engineering. It is for the postgraduate program, not through the JEE. So for me, what helped was curiosity again. So when I was studying, basically I went to the depth. I never bothered about my exams. So I went on studying so as to understand the subject at complete depth, trying to solve problems whether they are useful for the exam or not. So that is the spirit. So you should not be bothered about whether that question will come for your exams or not. If that question is important for you to understand the subject, go for it. It may take 2 days, 3 days or whatever.
Sir, what is mechanics?
Mechanics is about the study of motion of objects. Study of motion of objects, whether it is cars, whether it's a stone that I throw from the top, whether it is stars, moons and everything. So the motion. I'll just tell you some interesting story. You all know of planets. You all know how Neptune was discovered? How are planets usually discovered? Telescope, right? Put a telescope and observe. Neptune wasn't discovered like that in the beginning. Do you know the story of Neptune? Somebody?
Actually, I don't remember the name. One person was very in an army band. He was very curious to see the planets. Then he invented a telescope, and at that time he saw a star, but it was not a star; it was moving, and he discovered.
Neptune? Okay, yeah, anybody else? I think the Neptune story is something different, yeah. Maybe it's Uranus that you're talking about.
Sir, actually the story was that, sir, Galileo found that there is something like a planet, sir. Through the help of mathematics, sir, he had done many calculations, sir, and he had got exact distance between Neptune and Uranus, and he found that there is another planet who is in our solar system.
Most of his answer is right, except that it was not Galileo. So Neptune, till then, all the other planets were known, up to Uranus, and the laws of motion were known. So some of you asked about the laws of motion, right? Those were known, and using math, they calculated how the motion should be, because there is gravitational force between sun and planets, and between planets and planets, right? You can use all of that to calculate what should be the trajectory of each of the planets, how they should be moving. So they found that Uranus was not moving as per their calculations. Then what they thought? Maybe some mistake with my calculations. So they recalculated. Again they saw that it was deviating. The calculation was showing something else, it was moving in a different way. Many of them did it, and it was always the same result. Then somebody thought, maybe in our calculation we have missed another planet which is also exerting some gravitational force. So that has X. like in your algebra. Let its mass be x, let its distance be y, let its angle be something z. So they took all of that, and then they readjusted the calculate so that the observed motion of Uranus agrees with that whatever those unknowns are. Then they solved those equations and they got some answer saying that yeah, then this much of mass should be there at this distance. Some planet with this much mass should be at some distance. Then those mathematicians, I think there were two of them, simultaneously did this. They instructed their respective countries' observatories saying, put your telescope in this direction and see if something is there. Because of those times the telescopes were also not very powerful. So they try to put telescope and in a limited space and try to observe, get more and more light from that particular region. Then the observatories actually saw what they were saying was right. So the planet was first found out on paper and pen, and then that was actually observed. So you can see the power of math. It's as if God or nature or whatever you call. So God is speaking the language of math. Otherwise, why would that agree, right? So everything is happening as per you are able to predict things that is there in the nature. You see the power? Yeah. All right. Yeah, there is one last question.
Sir, what is trigonometry and why it is used in launching the
Yeah, trigonometry. Trigonometry is the study of all angles. Huh? So, you all know who climbed Mount Everest first? Who? Edmund Hillary and only Edmund Hillary and Tenzing, right? So, when they went for climbing Everest, did they know the height of Everest or they just went on climbing? देखते हैं कब मिलेगा ठीक. Did they know the height or no? Or were they the first to measure the height also? They took the tape. They took a measuring tape as they climbed. Did they do that? They knew the height. The height of Everest was known much before climbing it. In fact, Mallory was the first one who made a very serious attempt at Everest. We don't yet know whether Mallory's team made the summit or not. So even before that, the height of Mount Everest was known. How did they know it? Trigonometry. Trigonometry helps there. So trigonometry is very simple. Suppose there is a pole here, right? If I am standing here and if I am looking at the tip, like this, I make an angle, right? I make an angle like this. That angle has to be connected with the height, right? If the height is less, I make a smaller angle. If the height is more, I make a bigger angle. So how is this height connected with that height and the distance at which I am standing? That is the basic of trigonometry. From there, everything builds on. With that ratio of height and this distance gives me this angle. So with that basic principle, everything starts, and then you can do a lot of things, right? Measuring of mountains, heights, and various things you can do, a lot of things.
Sir, nowadays, like in the news, we are seeing that AI is taking jobs. So you are coming from that field only. So, sir, is it really happening, or it's just like in the news it is coming up? Or, sir, what do you see the future for engineering?
Very good question. So, AI, artificial intelligence, you all have heard of? Yes, sir. Have you used? Yes, sir. What have you used? ChatGPT. For doing your homeworks? Yes, sir. So should you use it or no? Yes, sir. You should use it. Or rather, as a teacher, I should ask you questions that are open ChatGPT, in the sense that, like we used to have exams in IIT Bombay, open book exams, that you can take books to the exam halls. Have you seen such exams? Open book exams. So these days they are talking about open ChatGPT exams. That is, you should have access to ChatGPT and yet be able to crack an exam. Right? So obviously, artificial intelligence is here. We cannot wish it away. Like you saw JCB machines, right? They came. before JCB machines, how would we work? How do we dig trenches and all manually? But now that JCBs are there, we use JCBs. We can't just wish them away, right? It's not wise to not use JCBs and still do manual work. So with artificial intelligence, that's what is going to happen. It's happening. It's already happened. So artificial intelligence, we are able to do a lot of work which otherwise we were doing it manually. Now it does it automatically. For example, language translation. I have made one invitation card in English. I want the same card to be translated in Hindi, Kannada, and 2-3 other languages. I directly give it to ChatGPT. It does a good job of it. Correct? You have seen that. And similarly, you want to write you want to know something. So you can ask ChatGPT and it will give you a good deal of answers, right? So it's a tool. It's a tool like any others, like calculator or a JCB machine or any of those things. So that is going to be there. You are already in the artificial intelligence era. So when you go out for a job, whatever field be it, artificial intelligence is going to be there. So then what is our challenge? So sir asked whether is it going to take away a lot of jobs? Yes, it's going to take away a lot of jobs, but it's also going to create a lot of jobs. It's also going to, like banking, right? So earlier when computers came, a lot of bank employees were afraid that they were doing all this manual entry, debit, credit. Every time somebody deposited money, they would open a book, write that. Every time somebody took out the money, they would open that book and search that book and write that. Now nobody does that in the bank. But you see that banks are still full of people, right? What are they doing? They're doing things which machines cannot do. So very similarly, a lot of jobs that are there today will probably be done by machines, will be done by artificial intelligence. But we as human beings should rise above that, in the sense that we should develop abilities to solve problems which are difficult for AI, right? So those things are coming up. I mean, a lot of people are, that's why problem solving skill is becoming more and more important in today's world. So if you just know how to solve equations, that is not going to be useful, because equations can be solved by computers. But given a real world problem, can you form equations? Can you write the equations? That is something still a very clever person only can do it. I'll give you a problem like constructing Chena Bridge or something like that. How do you break it down into smaller pieces? How do you write the right kind of equations? That is only a human being can. I cannot just ask a computer to build a Chena Bridge, right? I cannot ask it like that. I'll have to give it smaller tasks that it can do. So taking a very large, abstract, vaguely defined task and breaking it down into smaller tasks and forming the right kind of equations, that a human being does. Then leave the rest of it for the computer to solve. So we need to know the solving methods, but at the same time, the most important skill is using those whatever you are learning in mathematics, use that to solve big problems, practically big problems. So for that to happen, initial stages, you should not be using ChatGPT. Only after you become an expert with a particular field, then you should use ChatGPT. Because there's a danger. If I start using ChatGPT right from day one, even before I learn English, what is going to happen? Will I ever learn English? Will I ever learn writing skills? I will lose the writing skills, right? Similarly, programming, computer programming. Before even I know computer programming, if I directly use ChatGPT to generate me some programs, how will I learn programming? Suppose it has given me a wrong program, it has some problems in that program, it has some bugs in that program. How will I fix it? As an engineer, I'm expected to fix problems in the ChatGPT's output. But if I'm just a servant of ChatGPT, if all I'm doing is being a slave of ChatGPT, I'm just giving some problem to it, taking it and giving it to my manager, then the manager will say, you can as well go home, why should I pay you salary? Because I can myself give it to ChatGPT, right? So we need to be cleverer than ChatGPT, we need to be wiser than ChatGPT. So your challenges are much higher now. But it is nice. Okay. If there are more questions, I think.
Yeah.
It took a long time.
Yeah, I had requested Dr. Shashikant to address you for 20 minutes. You have taken almost more than 2 hours. So he has got a lot of professional commitments. I firstly thank you for sparing so much time to spend with the cadets. And so many barrage of questions, and they are some of the most reputed in their fields of medicine and technology. So it's a very, very rare chance that a school like this would get such opportunity to meet them in person and also interact with them. Now, the vote of thanks. I thank Dr. Shashikant Kulgod for an enlightening talk to our cadets. Firstly, on health and hygiene, he went much beyond the scope of that. He took on any and every possible question, and there was a barrage of questions and creating curiosity in the young minds, even much beyond the field of medicine. So I am very hopeful school will produce a lot of good and reputed doctors. Then we had Dr. Ravindra, the high technology professional. The new, wave in the world is everything relates and cutting edge technology. You talk of AI, machine learning, so many new things coming into the world, and he is a person from that field with enormous, experience and work in all Western countries. He has worked across the globe and found a purpose. What is most interesting is he has found a very, very, purpose in life, working with bright kids who need moral and financial support. So they are working on some lot of projects where very intelligent and bright children are being supported in all manners to, to bring out the best in them, their potential, so that they great careers. They provide a lot of moral and financial support. It's a path-breaking life story, leaving behind very lucrative assignments in the US and has decided to build the next generation of technology leaders in India. We will be looking forward to, maths is something which he took so much time to explain. The world is today very, very science oriented, whether it is any field, it somewhere gets connected, including medicine or any other field, somewhere is bound by this maths, physics, chemistry, maths, biology, whatever. So we need to be good at them and learn the fundamentals and the concept to do well in life. On behalf of the school, we thank both Dr. Shashikant and Dr. Ravindra, and let's celebrate their efforts to motivate our cadets with a wonderful talk and sparking a sense of curiosity, creativity, and innovation. Their talk will definitely make many reputed doctors and engineers of tomorrow of a powerful and prosperous India. Let's all give them a big round of applause. You're all tired? It's not loud enough. Are you tired? I know you must be tired on a Sunday. I pulled you out because it will be very difficult to get these very busy executives and professionals. So whenever we get a time, we try to get them to interact with you. And just one more small request I had made, Dr. Shashikant Kulgod. He has been, he's a very reputed doctor in this entire North Karnataka. He's running his own hospital, funding many organizations. And my very small request was, it's a big request, actually not small, because they are very, very busy professionals, that our cadets be given a free medical checkup and a dental checkup. And he has assured that it will be done. It will be done sometime very soon. So let's give him a big round of applause to the same. So the school does not have a doctor, but we have a doctor where we can run to whenever there is a requirement. Of course, she will send us specialists to have a broad medical checkup and dental checkup. I'll let you know the timing so that you all get that medical benefits. On behalf of the school, as a mark of our love and respect, we request them to kindly accept a small memento from our school. Those who are, some people who are feeling sleepy, those who join NDA or defense services, you must also. Yeah, those of you who will be joining NDA or the defense services, you should know the army or the any army, navy, air force. There is a you're trained to operate without sleep for 72 hours. That's 3 days, 3 nights flat. So that is the capacity everyone has. So give me a reason that Sunday you want to sleep may not be good enough to become good defense officers or to join NDA. Yeah, so you must sleep well, but when there is a requirement, you have to be alert and do well. Thank you. I know your tea has got delayed. I'm sure the tea and snacks must be there. I think samosa is there today, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So you are waiting for samosas. You and I am waiting. Okay, thank you. Get this back.
अरे यहीं
Yeah. Okay, quiet. So thank you very much, everyone, including the cadets, and wish you all the best. And with me, you have to say what? Okay, I'll say Jai Hind. Jai Hind. Jai Hind. सैनिक स्कूल बीजापुर को सुनाई देना चाहिए आप जो बोल रहे हैं. And I think they have heard. Thank you.